So I have officially entered my newest yet best timeline. And I've never been here before because, like I said, it's my best timeline. And it's not externally so much validating, I would say, but it is internally validating. I feel great. I feel so good. I have like a new baseline within, and it's not a fleeting baseline. It's not a baseline that I have to remind myself about. It's just, it exists. It's there. I've returned to the essence of myself, and it's scrumptious. I'm still working with children, so children are always reaffirming what's happening within. They mirror back everything. And I'm just calm. I really don't have an emotion, but I just am. I just am. However, I do know that currently I am alone. I am alone in this timeline, and I know that's purposeful. So I accept it wholeheartedly. It's for me. It's not for anybody else. And so that's also kind of strange because I'm used to sharing my, I would say, timelines with other people. And I would say that sometimes people weren't deserving of sharing it with me. And even if they were deserving of sharing it with me, I still deserve to experience my own self-cultivating timeline with myself, for myself, to myself. Yeah. So there's not a lot of external conversations that I'm having with people, and also people are treading very carefully when they do approach and speak to me, because I know that they feel and sense the energy is different. And it's like, and I'm also like instinctively not entertaining anything that was in the old timeline, really. There's boundaries I've created, and I didn't have to think about the boundary. It just was upheld because of my new baseline. So, yeah. And I'm actually currently working on like a menu for myself, because I can't eat the same food. Although I would love to eat the same foods like I used to prior to this month that just passed. My eyes are dry. The air is very dry. I need a humidifier. It's dry season. Yeah, although I would love to uphold still eat the same things. I can't. My body is resisting it, and I want to continue honoring my body. I spent the entire month of November eating vegetarian, and I felt great. I was bored I was actually eating the same things, but I know that if I can create a menu with a lot of variety, that I won't get bored. I wasn't actually missing meat. I was missing variety, really. And I did crave meat, like around my menstrual, which is pretty typical, but it wasn't a strong, overwhelming craving like it typically is. So that told me a lot as well. And I did have access to meat 3 days, well, more than 3 days, but 3 of those days that I had access, that I had access to meat, I ate meat with my breakfast. And it was so delicious. But it was just that once within that day, within a total of 3 days. And I still didn't feel bogged down. So I want to spend most of my days without eating meat. And just when I crave meat, perhaps if I can't I'll hold out, I'll have some. And I rarely had sugar as well, so I was really like, I felt so good. I had watermelon every day, every single day, multiple times a day. So I was very, very hydrated. I really didn't have to drink much water because of that. I had other fruits, but the watermelon was the main fruit. And I love that. With the seeds. I was eating the seeds too. Nobody talks about this part of the journey of stepping into a new timeline, feeling alone. I won't say nobody talks about it, but it's not talked about often. Feeling alone, stepping back into the same old environment, but you're a new version of yourself, and people are still with the same shit, on the same shit. And the slight irritation that comes along with that, but tapping into a new level of emotional maturity in order to socialize with people with a lesser level of emotional maturity and consciousness too. It's just seeing it for what it is and moving accordingly. And a lot of that requires aloneness. Also, because I've within this new timeline, like I've already expressed, I don't feel the same, but it's not even like just not feeling the same. It's like I don't have the tension, the unconscious tension and constriction, physical constriction, intentions that I've been playing out for a very long time because of my life. And I look different to myself. I don't look like 100% different, but I do look different to me. For instance, my head looks big, and not like in a crazy way, like, oh, big ass head. It's just, it looks big. And I've never seen my head as, I never perceived it as big. My face is like more relaxed, and that has me, in some ways, I feel like I look more like my dad and the individuals on my paternal side. But I also think that has to do with me integrating my masculine energy on more levels than before, which also allowed me to heal and accept things from my paternal side, conscious and unconscious. Perhaps even on a subconscious level. Oh yeah, it is on a subconscious level too. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just here. And I'm gonna continue on, even though this is like unfamiliar and a little uncomfortable, but I'm gonna continue on. I'm not gonna give up. But there is like a certain level of fatigue. It's like, I think it's spiritual fatigue, I will call it. I'm gonna call it spiritual fatigue. I think some people spiritually bypass the fatigue aspect of the spiritual journey. And it turns into like this hustle culture, and you gotta get it by any means necessary, on the light side, so to speak. But rest is your biggest it's the best decision you can make. There's something I had in mind to say. I can't think of it though. Weapon. Rest is a power move. Rest is a power move. There we go. Rest is a power move. It allows things to be attracted to you. Even if you like, say if it, like, you know, say, okay, something happens to you and you can't do what you plan to do, and now you feel like, oh, I gotta go with plan A. I mean, well, maybe plan A, I said it, because maybe you didn't really have a plan, but now you have to plan. You feel like you have to plan something because things are getting a little crazy and you can't do anything. I've actually been through this, and now you just like, you're forced to rest. You're forced to just be. But all the while, that's a part of the plan. The universe needs you to sit your ass down so that it can make power moves on your behalf. That way, once you're well rested, you can make the necessary moves to finish off the blessing, receive the blessing. My example of this is real life example. When I migrated here to Thailand, I was receiving funds from the US on a particular card. It was a Bank of America card, and everything was switched suddenly months later, which I would have received the information in the mail, and I did not, and they did not have my email address. So everything was switched to a new company, and they did not actually know how to, they didn't know how to, and I don't think they had a case in which they would have to mail a card abroad, and it took forever to actually get it situated. And then once that even happened, once I got the card, which was months later, I couldn't use it because they don't allow it, and I had to figure things out. But in the meantime, in the beginning of it, I just chose to rest and work on myself the best way that I could. And while I did that, I was able to become a teacher. I became better at yoga. I just felt better. I healed things. And all the while, things were falling apart. More things were falling apart. I came here within a relationship and had to end. That relationship was falling apart during that time. I rested. I rest. And I was bored, and it irritated me that I was bored. At one point, I was very bored, and I was getting upset about it. And then some years later, literally years later, it's been 3 years, I learned that the human beings must be able to be be within a period of boredom, because it allows the brain the creative mind to come forth, And I actually created a lot of things in my mind that I can do to be creative. And yeah. So right now, I'm not bored, but I'm already like I said, I'm in my new timeline, but I'm still in the same environment. And that's a little annoying, but your physical takes some time to catch up with the spiritual. And I have the patience for it because I've gone through this. And everything turned out. When I was in that situation, and when I was in multiple situations, everything turned out better than I expected. It really did. It really did. So I'm expecting for this situation right now to turn out better than I can even fathom, because I deserve it. And that's it. Yeah. And I'm going to rest through it. I'm very rested right now. But I'm going to continue resting and moving forward. Excuse me. So anyway, thank you for listening. Stay tuned for some big things. And have a wonderful day. Or have a day you deserve, baby.